Hi there, I'm back again channeling my inner English teacher with today's vocabulary lesson, setting in a therapeutic psychedelic journey. This is the second of two videos. I'll link below the very first one talking about set or mindset. And today's focus is my experience of how important the setting or the place of the therapeutic psychedelic journey is. So let's go ahead, let's get into it. Hi everybody, my name is Jill. Welcome back to the Journey Sage, and this is the channel where I talk about my process of healing PTSD with psychedelic-assisted psychotherapy. And if you've done any reading about psychedelics in the mental health space, I'm sure you've come across the phrasing set and setting. So that's why I wanted to focus a bit and explain what a setting would look like, or maybe even feel like to yourself once you walk in, to kind of explain the importance and even what to look for off of my experience. I'm going to focus on four things. Number one, the comfort level of the space. Number two, the importance of you being comfortable and what you bring to the space, things that you might need to focus the journey in terms of healing, and then of course, water and snacks, which is like, the best part of the whole video. But anyway, let's go back. First of all, be very aware of where the journey space is going to be. I know for me, when I walked into the room, it felt like a cup of hot chocolate on a very, very cold, snowy day. That was just the vibe of the room. If you look online, Johns Hopkins has a couple of pictures, maps.org has a couple of pictures. You'll see folks that are kind of on a sofa and there's two guides and there's usually blankets and there's usually an eye mask and sometimes there are headphones. Just know what the journey space is going to look like. I know for me, I would not have responded well if it was in a cold, stark hospital, because I've got memories of hospitals and things of that sort. So the space for me needed to be very comfortable, and it was. Secondly, I am at a point in my life where temperature is super important. The ladies out there understand that. So I dressed in layers, I had my hoodie, I had my thick socks. I made sure that I took with me to the journey space what I needed to be physically comfortable. And if I hadn't done that, I would have been preoccupied about being cold or about being warm or, whatever. So I found that incredibly helpful. I actually packed like a little duffel bag for my journey day, and I think 3/4 of it was different kinds of clothing because of my temperature fluctuations. All right. And then third, what I thought was interesting and I didn't do in the very beginning and I kind of regret is that I had things around the house that reminded me of my childhood. I had pictures hidden away in albums. I had a huge poster that really symbolized what I wanted to do. And I was strongly encouraged to bring those things with me, and I didn't realize how important they would be during my actual journeys. I referred to pictures, I referred to stuffed animals, I referred to that poster. So for me, bringing not only clothing that would make me feel comfortable, but anything else that maybe I want to talk about during the journey was incredibly helpful. And I will tell you that I didn't feel like that was appropriate the very first time. I'm not sure why. I should have asked. If it's something that resonates with you, I would definitely ask about that. And then fourth, English teacher. Fourth, the journey day with MDMA for me ranged anywhere from 5 to 8 hours. And I'm kind of a picky eater. I don't like to be, but I am. So not only in my little duffel did I had my clothes and I had anything that I felt like I needed to kind of talk about in my journey, but I also had my water, my caffeine, and my snacks. There should be a time after the journey to kind of come out of that extended state and come back to reality. And for me, it was lovely to do that with a little snack, a little water, a little caffeine, because I knew I was going to be driving. So that's really just kind of what I suggest. I do not do well being hungry. My friends can tell you that. All right, so there you go. Those are my 4 tips from my experience of what made the setting or the place of the journey super, super comfortable, knowing it was a comfortable space, bringing my own, I keep doing this because of my duffel bag, bringing my own clothes, bringing anything I needed for the journey to kind of focus in on my intentions, food and snacks and things of that sort. Pretty much, think about it as like a little day trip and what you might need to be comfortable, because that's how I started to think about it. And it made the journey space or the setting incredibly comfortable and allowed me to do an awful lot of work. So there you go. As always, Rescuing Jill and a companion workbook can be found on Amazon. Head on over to thejourneysage.com for more information and resources. And of course, please feel free to throw any questions in the comments below. And until next time, or I should say the next vocabulary lesson, take care.